students, welcome to the class on Indian Polity Constitution, class 2. As part of the Indian Polity Constitution Tspsc prelims module, we are here with the second class, and in this class we will be dealing with three major important topics related to Indian Constitution and Indian polity. And these topics include the features of the Constitution, the source of the Indian Constitution, and the schedules of the Indian Constitution. So today in this class, we will look at some important expected objective type questions linked to these three topics, that is the features, source and schedules of the Indian Constitution. See, salient features of the Indian Constitution provide the nature of the Constitution of India. We better know what is Constitution of India when we look at the features of the Constitution. As part of the features of the Constitution, one of the very famous and important feature is Indian Constitution is drawn from different sources. The aspects of Indian Constitution has been borrowed from different countries or different constitutions. And Indian Constitution is also called borrowed Constitution for this reason. And the second topic here I am introducing, that is the source of the Indian Constitution. Many aspects in India or Indian Constitution, like your written constitution, single citizenship, residuary powers, parliamentary system of democracy, whatnot, judicial review, the post of the vice president, etc. All these are borrowed from different major constitutions in the world, like US, Irish, right? You have Canada, you have UK, no? You have Japan, you have Australia, you have Government of India Act as a major source of the Indian Constitution. So there are many other laws we have studied before drafting our Indian Constitution, all thanks to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. The third one is your schedules of the Constitution. The third major topic we will be discussing in the class today is schedules related objective type questions. What is the meaning of schedules? Today in the Indian Constitution, we all know there are 12 schedules. When Constitution came into force, there were only 8 schedules. But what is schedule? Schedules are nothing but auxiliary elements of the Indian Constitution. What is the meaning of schedule? Schedules are nothing but auxiliary elements of the Indian Constitution. Schedule further explains the important provisions of the Indian Constitution. If any such article need an extension in detail, if any article need in detail explanation, schedules provide in detail explanation. For example, Article 246 is linked to Schedule 7. Schedule 7. Article 243W is linked to Schedule 12. Article 243G is linked to Schedule 11. So, important articles of the Indian Constitution are further in detail explained in your schedules. This is schedules. So, today in this class, we will focus about the features, we will focus on the source and also the schedules of the Constitution. And we are doing this with the help of the objective type MCQs, so that there are two major objectives for this reason. Reason number 1, these MCQs are expected for your exam. Reason number 2, you will get to know how a question will be asked and how the question will be answered. While answering the questions, we also learn how to eliminate the options, how to focus on few important words in the questions. So these sessions are very useful for you. So let's not waste more time and let's get into the question number 1. Question number 1. Look at question number 1. Try to answer it. Okay. After reading the question in detail, I will provide you 10 seconds time for you to answer the question. Try to answer it. If not, I will reveal the answer. Okay. Consider the following and choose the correct statement. Consider the following and choose the correct statement. The concept discussed in Article 61 and Article 54 are taken from US and Irish Constitution respectively. See, Article 61 talks about the impeachment of President of India, the removal procedure of President of India. Article 54 talks about the election procedure of President of India. So both the articles are linked to President, and I am telling you as part of option 1, 61 is taken from USA, 54 is taken from Irish, the concept. Let's see. The concept discussed in Article 248 is taken from Canada. Now what is Article 248? Article 248 talks about residuary powers. In India, residuary powers are given to Parliament. Parliament has the residuary powers in India. This is taken from Canada. Okay. Schedule 4 is linked to Article 1 and Article 4. Schedule 4 talks about allocation of seats for all the states in Rajya Sabha. In Rajya Sabha. Now, can anyone guess the answer? Come on, try to guess it. I have explained all the statements in detail and I want you guys to explain. If you ask me what is the correct answer, answer is B. Third statement is wrong because Schedule 4 as it talks about Rajya Sabha is linked to Article 4 and Article 18. It is linked to Article 4 and Article 80. So answer is B, 1, 2 only. Now, next question, friends. Which of the following is or are the features of parliamentary government? See, there are two types of government systems in the world. Or, you know, democracy is divided into two types. Direct democracy and we have indirect democracy. So indirect democracy is also called representative democracy. Now this indirect democracy has two forms of government: parliamentary government or presidential government In India, we have parliamentary type of the government taken from UK or inspired from UK. Now, I am asking what are the features of the parliamentary government? 1. Presence of nominal and real executives, collectively responsible to lower house. What is lower house? Lok Sabha. Membership of the ministers in the legislature. Now try to guess. Answer is none, 1, 2 only, 3 only, 1, 2, 3. What is the answer? Yes, very good friends. Those who have guessed it right, answer is D. All these are the features of parliamentary system. In parliamentary system, the executive is accountable to legislature, and executive is part of the legislature. President is part of the parliament as per article 79. As per article 75, all the ministers should be part of the legislature, must be part of the legislature. If they are not part of the legislature, they have to be made part of the legislature within 6 months. If they are not part of the legislature, they should be made part of the legislature within 6 months as per article 75. So all are the parliamentary, government features. This is your second question, friends. Let me now go to question number 3. Consider the following and choose the correct match. See, here we have A, B, C, D. We have features. Okay, and we have USA, United States, United Kingdom, India, France, and USA. So we need to guess. Okay, let's try. Parliamentary, federation, republic. Just here, parliamentary type, but a federal system, and republic. Parliamentary, US is not a parliamentary system, correct? US is not a parliamentary system. So you can eliminate. A cannot be 4. So this is gone. This is gone. Now, presidential, federal, republic. This can be USA. Presidential, it is federal and republic. President is head of the USA, so it is republic. It is a presidential form, not a parliamentary form. So B is 4. B is 4. This is correct. This can be the answer, or this can be the answer. Anyone can be the answer. Now, so this is gone. As B is 4, you have D3. So D is 3, no problem. Now what we are left with is UK and India. And we have two options, that is your parliamentary, federal, republic. If you look at parliamentary, India has a parliamentary form, federation as well as republic. India is not a monarch. India is not a monarch. So monarch is something UK. So C is 1. So answer is C. C is 1. C is 1. So answer is C. Okay. This is India. Look at France. France is parliamentary cum presidential, unitary and republic. So France is not a federal country, not a federation. It is both parliamentary cum presidential democracy. Okay. Next question, friends. Yeah. Look at the question carefully. Look at the question very carefully so that you will understand it. Which of the following is the nature of the written constitution? Which of the following are the nature of the written constitution? See, there are two types of constitutions in the world. One is a written constitution, the second one is unwritten constitution. The examples of written constitution is India. The examples of written constitution is USA, Pakistan, right? What are the examples of unwritten constitution? We have UK, New Zealand, Israel, right? These are the features of the unwritten constitution. Now look at this, written constitution. In a written constitution, judiciary is supreme. In an unwritten constitution, legislature is supreme. Okay. In a written constitution, the constitution is written at once in the history. And there is a difference between primary law and a secondary law. But in unwritten constitution, all laws are considered primary laws because legislature is supreme, right? There is no secondary laws. In a written constitution, constitutional amendment is rigid. In an unwritten constitution, constitutional amendment is flexible. Now look at this. Which of the following are the features? Nature. Rigid, yes. Written constitution is rigid. It is not flexible. There is no difference between, there is a difference, so this is also wrong. Legislature is authoritative and supreme. No. In written constitution, judiciary is supreme. Judiciary is supreme. In a written constitution, judiciary is supreme. Okay. So answer is A. In a written constitution is a a rigid constitution. Now, I'll tell you one unique thing. Indian constitution is a written constitution, correct? Yes. But even though Indian constitution is a written constitution, we have adopted one feature of the unwritten constitution. You know what is that feature? That is flexible way of amendment. One unwritten feature which we have adopted to our Indian constitution is Indian constitution can be amended also in a flexible way. Next question. So, as we have just completed a question, now let's look into another question. Which of the following is or are the features of the federation? See, India, or just not about India, but there are two types of countries in the world. The first one is the federal nations. The second one is the unitary nations. India is a mixture of both federation and unitary features. And so only India is called quasi-federal. India is called quasi-federal or quasi-federal. Now, the question is, which of the following is or are the features of the federation? 1. The supremacy of the constitution. 2. Independent judiciary. 3. Dual constitution. All the 3 points mentioned in the question are the features of the federation. Answer is A. Because there is a supremacy of constitution, we have an independent judiciary. And there is a dual constitution, one with respect to center and the second one with respect to each state. Now, so which of the following is or are the features of the federation in India? With respect to India, in India, see, keeping in mind India in perspective, can you tell me what are the features of the federation? Yes, the answer will be D. Why? In India, we don't have a dual constitution, we have a single constitution. Even though dual constitution is a feature of the federation, in India, there is no dual constitution. That is a meaning here. Now, this is the question and the answer is 1, 2, 3. The features of the federation. See, supremacy of the constitution is a feature of the federation. In unitary country, there is a supremacy of legislature. We have legislative supremacy. Now, let's go to the next question. Consider the following and choose the correct statement. Schedule 8 has been amended 4 times till now. All classical languages in India are part of Schedule 8. Okay. Now, what is Schedule 8? Schedule 8 talks about official languages. When Constitution came into force, there are 14 official languages and presently there are 22 official languages. Out of these 8 official languages, we have Sindhi, Nepali, Konkani, Manipuri, right, Santali, Bodo, Dogri and Maithili. These are the 8 languages which are added after the constitution came into force. How they are added? By constitutional amendment. Sindhi was added by 21st Constitutional Amendment Act. Nepali, Konkani, Manipuri, 71st Constitutional Amendment Act. Dogri, Santali, Maithili and also Bodo, 92nd Constitutional Amendment Act. So, officially we know that Schedule 8 has been amended 1, 2 and 3 times. Now what is the fourth time? Is this statement correct or wrong? Absolutely correct. The fourth amendment is 96th Constitutional Amendment. Now 96th Constitutional Amendment changed Oriya to Odia. The word Oriya was changed to Oriya from Oriya to Odia. So the Schedule 8 has officially amended 4 times. This is very, very important. We do not have a national language for India. We have 14 official languages in the original constitution, and presently we have 22 official languages. So the answer is, this is correct. Now coming to this one, all classical languages are part of the Schedule 8. Few classical languages. What are they? Tamil, Sanskrit, Telugu, right? We have Kannada, we have Malayalam, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and Odia. There are 6 classical languages. All classical languages are part of Schedule 8. All classical languages are part of Schedule 8. One thing you need to remember here is, English is not part of Schedule 8. English is not part of Schedule 8. And Urdu is not a classical language. Urdu is not a classical language. So answer is, both the statements are correct. Consider the following and choose the correct statement. Okay, this is related to schedules. The schedule area under Schedule 5 can be altered, modified by the President after consulting Governor of the state. Absolutely correct statement. A schedule area is notified by the President of India, and this schedule area is called Tribal Advisory Councils. This is called Tribal Advisory Councils. This is called Tribal Advisory Councils. And these Tribal Advisory Councils, which is a notified schedule area in India today, we have these schedule areas recognized in 10 states. We have recognized in 10 states. Now this schedule area recognized as per Schedule 5 of the Constitution can be modified, altered by the President only after consulting the Governor. Now this is correct. Now look at the second one. Governor has the authority to make a union or state law applicable in the schedule area formed under Schedule 5. See, many of the people, many of the students I see think this is wrong statement. It should be President of India, not Governor, is what they feel, but absolutely correct statement. See, in schedule area, union laws or state laws are not directly applicable. They are not applicable. Now, Governor has the authority to make a union law or a state law applicable in the schedule area. In fact, Governor also has the authority to modify a state law or a union law before it is applied in the schedule area. Answer is C. Next question, friends. This is a direct question I am asking. Procedure to amend the Constitution of India is taken from which country? See, procedure to amend the Constitution of India is discussed in Article 368. There are 2 types of amending the Constitution of India. One is a rigid way. The second one is a flexible way. And the procedure to amend the Constitution of India discussed in Article 368 is taken from South Africa. Is taken from South Africa. What we have taken from Germany? Restrictions on fundamental rights during national emergency. During national emergency, Article 358, 359. So there are restrictions of fundamental rights during national emergency. So South Africa, we have taken this procedure established, procedure to amend the Constitution of India. And also not only that, Rajya Sabha MP election process. Okay. Now 1935 Government of India, we have taken many, right? Amendments we have taken from these. Federal scheme we have taken. We have taken emergency provisions, right? Emergency provisions. Now this amendment, in the sense I am talking about legal words, terminologies. Okay. France. So we have taken two things from France: the concept of liberty, the concept of equality, and the concept of fraternity, brotherhood, as well as the concept of republic. These are the two things into Indian preamble. We have taken this from taken into preamble. So we have taken this into preamble. So the answer is South Africa. So procedure to amend the Constitution of India is discussed in Article 368. This is what you need to remember for your exam. To be very precise, 368 Art subclause 2 talks about the procedure to amend the Constitution of India. Very, very important. Which of the following is or are the features of the Indian Constitution? Salient feature. Executive as part of the legislature. So whenever he is talking about executive as part of the legislature, you should imagine political executive. Political executive. See, executive are divided into two types: political executive and general executive. Political executive are also called temporary executive. Council of ministers are part of this. Prime Minister, Home Minister, Finance Minister, Science and Technology, etc. These ministries are part of political executives. Now general executive is where we have bureaucracy, all India services, all India services. Not only all India services, we have Group A, Group 1, RDO, AWE, Panchayati Secretary, Municipal Commissioner, all these are also part of this executive. Now my question here is, are political executive part of legislature? Absolutely yes. You know why? This is one of the major features of the parliamentary democracy. In a parliamentary democracy, the executive is part of the legislature. If they are not part of the legislature, they have to be part of the legislature within 6 months. 1 second. They have to be part of the legislature within 6 months. They have to be part of the legislature within 6 months. Meaning, executive as part of the legislature is a feature of the Indian Constitution. Now next, amendment of the Constitution is both rigid and flexible. I have leaked this just before I explain. See, amendment of the Constitution is rigid as well as flexible. So answer is, this is also correct, answer is C. See, if you look at the second statement clearly, a flexible way of amending the Constitution is only done in the Parliament. A rigid way of amending the Constitution needs Parliament approval as well as minimum 50% of states ratification. So this is all, it is rigidly amended. See, there are certain provisions in the Indian Constitution you cannot amend easily. Like, you know, if you want to amend how the elections of the president is conducted, how the president is impeached, how the elections of the vice president, or these are things, you cannot amend it easily. You need the approval of the states also, minimum 50% state ratification. For example, you have 101st Constitutional Amendment Act, GST, Goods and Service Tax. You need states approval as well. And you have 100th Constitutional Amendment Act. It doesn't need states approval. Why? 100th Constitutional Amendment Act talks about exchange of enclaves between India and Bangladesh. So when you are giving some areas to Bangladesh and taking some areas from Bangladesh, you don't need states approval. But coming to GST, you are taking away the VAT, value added tax levied by the states. So states' power of collecting tax has been taken away. So you need states approval. So 101 is a rigid way, 100 is a flexible way. This is one example I can give. So the answer is C here. This is very, very important. Consider the following and choose the correct match. See, we have 4 options, 3 are incorrect and 1 is correct. It is all about schedules. Schedule 9, 7th Constitutional Amendment Act, wrong, because Schedule 9 is added by first Constitutional Amendment Act 1951 linked to Article 31B. And Schedule 9 talks about land reforms and judicial review. It talks about land reforms and judicial review. Now Schedule 10. Schedule 10 is added by 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1985, and Schedule 10 is linked to you have Article 102 and 191. Article 102 and 191. Schedule 10 talks about anti-defection law. Schedule 10 talks about anti-defection law. Now Schedule 8, this is leaked. Schedule 8, it is not 91st, it is 92nd Constitutional Amendment. And Schedule 8 is linked to, you have to Article 351 also, it is linked directly to Article 351, 344, etc. Official languages, it talks about official languages, so this is also wrong. And the last option we are left with Schedule 11. So Schedule 11 is, it is actually 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act, this is correct. And this is linked to Article 243G. And you have 12th schedule. 12th schedule is linked to 74th Constitutional Amendment Act, linked to Article 243W. Article 243W. So 9, 10, 11, 12. These are the 4 schedules added afterwards, after the Constitution came into force. So these are the major expected MCQs for your Group 1 prelims Tspsc. So this is the second topic which we have finished just before. Now I'll see you guys again in the next class with topic 3. Till then, thank you very much. Keep learning. Jai Hind.